Oh, man, good evening, Raider Nation, and how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to another great episode of The Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones. Phil Robinson is here to join me as always. Bro, how are you doing, man?
Hey, it's been a minute since we got on and we're able to do this. Information's been kind of hard to come by, but you know what? We got approximately 2 weeks remaining until training camp begins, until this wild ride of 2021 begins anew, and all of Raider Nation can unite behind all 53 players on the roster.
No, absolutely. And that's where it's gonna get even better, man. We have so much to look forward to with these new additions. You know it and I know it.
Not only do we have so much to look forward to with the new additions on the football field, we have so much to look forward to in terms of what the Unfiltered Truth is going to be bringing to you all this season. So we expect this to be a very large, very big breakout type season, not only for the Raiders, but for us as well.
So that all being said, this has actually been an interesting week, man. So for some of you guys don't know, I was able to cover the Hall of Fame presser this week. I didn't get a chance to get Charles Woodson, but I ended up getting the one and only Tom Flores. Guys, yes, I got to talk to Tom Flores. And I'm going to tell you guys this. When you're listening to Tom Flores talk, it's like listening to that person that's like about to tell you some legendary story.
Just getting your Hulk Hogan on.
No, it's not even that. It's like, you remember when you're like a little kid, you listen to your grandparents tell you that real deep story?
Yeah.
It's on that level. It was a great honor to be able to get to ask him those questions. And if anybody's interested in watching it, I know a lot of folks are like, oh, well, where can we see it? It's on our YouTube page. You guys can look. Subscribe to the Unfiltered Truth. You can go on our YouTube page, look up our videos. It's the first one that's just popped up. All right. So you guys can check it out. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. And I'm going to be able to upload another video. I was able to talk today to the Raiders strength and conditioning coach, and he's told me a lot. And I'm going to tell you this. I think you guys are going to be a little bit more excited about this O-line that's been revamped this year.
Why is that, Phil?
Sir, a certain long-term veteran in the name of Richie Incognito seems rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated, you say, after having the majority of the last year off, despite being advanced in age and coming off an Achilles injury, he is rejuvenated and moving around even.
Sir, I mean, like he's moving like he's age 20.
What form of sorcery is this?
I don't know, but all I know is when I talked to D'Anthony, the strength and conditioning coach, he literally was like watching him doing the mini camps, doing the all-season workouts. He said, Incognito, he's moving like he's on a whole different level this year. And now, when you hear it, you're thinking like, oh, I mean, everybody's going to say it, but if you watch the interview between me and him, you look at his eyes, he's like, look at me. It's on a whole different level, brother.
Right here. Incognito is about to do it.
Yes, he is. And for the guy that helps him with workouts and nutrition and staying healthy, trying to make sure he stays healthy on that field, I'm gonna listen to that guy. And I'm also gonna be able to put that up where you guys can be able to hear that later tonight. You guys can go on our YouTube page, check it out. I got to join a few other folks to talk to him about his life and his career. And I'm gonna tell you this: you listen to the way his career went, his journey from NFL to being arena football, and then being a law enforcement officer, and then got the opportunity to jump back to Canadian Football League to finish off his career, and then played with the Cardinals for a little bit. And then, hey, at the end of all that, he's the Raiders strength and conditioning coach from 2018 to now.
Very interesting story.
So, DeAnthony Batista, when you get the chance to hear it, you're going to enjoy it. Other things that we need to dive into. The Raiders running back coach, Kirby Wilson. If you don't know who Kirby Wilson, know this. He's one of the reasons why Adrian Peterson was literally the best.
All day.
The best. He's one of the reasons.
He put the all day in AP.
And you saw what he did with Josh Jacobs. Even though Josh Jacobs had missed a couple of games, Josh Jacobs still managed to pull off 1,000 yards or more. And that's going to be a missing void right there that the Raiders are losing. But the thing of it is, I think the Raiders do have somebody that they might be able to take over that spot on their staff before training camp starts. So I think we can all kind of breathe, relax. They have some good coaches on that team. I know a lot of folks say, oh, I don't think they can do this, and that. If you really dig deep into their backgrounds, some of these coaches can get that job done for them. So,
one of the coaches that are on this staff, guy looking to make a name for himself, trying to transition and further his own career. It's going to be a bit of a blow, but the good news about it is that it's before training camp, so you got an opportunity to get a guy in here, get a guy John trusts, get a guy who knows what John's offense is about, what he's looking for in his running backs, and to be able to coach him up.
No, definitely. Oh. So, Phil, what do you want to dive into first? You want to talk training camp battles? You want to talk the situation at the defensive back position? You want to talk D-line? You want to talk this O-line? What do you want to talk today? What do you want to start with?
I'm going to switch it up 100% on you and go in a direction you weren't even expecting.
Oh.
Said, what is Charles Woodson going into the Hall of Fame as? Is he going into the Hall of Fame as a Raider? Is he going in as a Packer? Or is he going to get to the steps of Canton right there in immortality and throw up both the O and the G and call himself Charles Woodson, the OG, and go in as both?
I got a feeling he's just going to go in as the Oakland Raider. I just see it as that.
I would definitely agree with that. My thought process behind that was like, whenever you look at Charles Woodson and you ask him and you see him throwing up a team, it ain't never Green Bay.
No, and I've always seen Charles Woodson represent the Raiders. You can look at anything he talks about back when he was with Fox. I think it was Fox Sports for a little bit, then ESPN, then anything. He's going to rep the Raiders. That is the team he started with, and that's the team he finished with.
Yes, that was an interesting little debate I had seen online that I figured we could just take a stab at real quick. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. So heading into training camp, a lot is going to be predicated off of this offensive line and the job that Tom Cable does in bringing everyone together, getting everybody on the same page, rather, making sure everybody understands the adjustments, the line calls, what they're running, who their responsibilities are on changing fronts when they line up in one front and then change to another right before the snap so that the correct guys can get blocked. Rodney Hudson is not going to be there. I saw that, was it PFF that ranked Andre James the worst center in the league?
And see, this is where I'm going to shut that down. If you play, first off, we shouldn't even be ranking anybody. We really shouldn't be ranking them. We shouldn't be going off this ranking. PFF hasn't seen what Andre James can do. Andre James would come out and be like, I'm picking up assignments, clean snap. Anybody that's coming my way, nobody's pushing me back into my quarterback. So you don't know what he's going to exactly do.
Because if you really want to get technical, and I thought about this as well, you saw Andre James in some limited action last season when he got to play for Rodney. And you didn't hear him giving up a sack.
Well, that was
2019.
That was 2019.
2019, excuse me.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about him giving up a sack. You didn't see him struggling. Is he going to go out there and perform at an all-pro level? That remains to be seen. My money's on probably not, but he's going to go out there and he's going to do the job, and that's what we need to look at. Because this team, when it came the second half of the season, the offensive line really went to shit.
Yes,
and we just need guys who are capable of continuing to run block and do their jobs and keep Derek clean. Derek Carr was the 24th most hit quarterback in the league. The offensive line was ranked 14th in pass protection. So you're looking at a unit that was good, but not elite. And so that's not as hard a bar to match as everybody seems to think it is.
And I think more of that came on the grounds of you were missing Trent Brown on that one side. You know, you had put all that money into him being there, and he really wasn't effective. You know, he was in and out. And then when they thought they thought had him like physically healthy, then he was on the COVID list. And then the whole thing with the whole IV in Cleveland. And then you look at with Incognito, you lost him at the end of the week 2 game. So there were things that played a major factor in this offensive line not looking elite. And then, as you said, the second half, Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson getting beat off swim moves. Rodney Hudson, he's getting pushed back. You know, he's decent and he was looking decent in pass blocking still, but when it comes to the run block, he was just not effective like he used to be. And you know, that comes with age.
Yeah.
And he was, you're a center that's taking a beating. And I played center before. And you're out there trying to call this, you're trying to make sure you're picking up blitzes, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, left and right, and then you still have to maintain snapping the ball, you still have to maintain trying to get up and then get into your stance and try to make sure nobody's trying to run you over. You're taking the biggest beating of them all. And you can't keep up with that with speed sometimes. So, you know, the Raiders, what they're looking to do, they're looking to get a little younger, faster. Yeah, you still got Richie Incognito there, but as I told you, what I was talking to the strength and condition coach, D'Anthony Batista, he basically said that Richie Incognito looks like this man has gotten to the one that what was the juice that Bugs Bunny had in Space Jam?
It's
You
been a
remember
long
Space
time.
Jam, bro?
No, it's been a long time.
I mean, yeah, you old as dirt, but I mean, but it's like he found the
What was the
foundation.
name of it?
I don't know, man, but look.
Oh, so you gonna call me out about not knowing the name, and you thought I was just gonna let that
It was the secret.
slide?
Thank you. It was the secret weapon. That's what it was. So they said Incognito's came out here looking strong, looking like he's ready to go. And the other thing is he's been out here helping the younger guys, giving them the pointers that they need so they can get ready for this season and not skip a beat. Now, the other thing I also heard, Alex Leatherwood has not taken a break. You know, it was a controversial first round pick. A lot of folks were, and myself, we were like, what? Why are we going here with him? And he plays left tackle and he's going to right tackle. Alex Leatherwood has put in so much work this offseason. He's constantly working out in the film room. He's working on getting better where he can hold down this right tackle position and come in, you know, he's going to prove people wrong. And I'm fine with that. I want to see, hey, you are first round pick. You're going to come in and do what you got to do. I'm all here for it. So, hey, for the guy, you know, there's been a lot of folks like, you know, they're not sure about this O-line going forward this year. A lot of people have said that they're probably going to be the worst in the NFL. I'm here to tell you they're not. Because we had folks that said that Tom Cable was not going to be the answer for this O-line, and boy, were they wrong. If you give Tom Cable guys that can get the job done and they have talent, Tom Cable's going to make it. He's going to make sure it gets done correctly. And that's a fact. Now, if you're trying to compare anything from what happened in Seattle, that was Seattle's front office basically having D linemen try to play offensive line, and that was not working. So Alex Leatherwood is going to be good. Andre James is going to be good. The Raiders O-line is going to be all right. And I'm going to stand on that hill.
Mark it down, write it down, take a picture. 20 minutes and 35 seconds into the show, Phil is going to ride and die with this offensive line.
I'm waiting for folks. Look, you know the gifts are going to come out and say, "Who's this man?"
Yeah. If we are going with what Cable wants, and Cable has told Gruden that these are the guys that I can work with, and we have to respect what he's put out there. For every naysayer, every doubter, every detractor, he's come into Oakland and Las Vegas and produced an offensive line that has kept Derek Carr upright and able to do the things that he does.
No, absolutely. And look, some of them guys already wearing. They already got the hoodie saying car insurance, so they sticking by it. The first unit that was Donald Penn, Kelechi Osemele, Hudson, Gabe Jackson, Austin Howard. They were all car insurance. You got this group: Colton Miller, Richie Incognito, Andre James, Denzel Good, Alex Leatherwood. They're all saying we're car insurance. We're here to protect them.
Well, let's hope that this coverage doesn't lapse like the last one did.
Well, then you're going to have to get all state. But I don't think they're going to have any.
Like Frank Clark.
I don't think they're going to have any problem. I've seen some of these guys play, even back, like I watched Andre James play back in college when he was at UCLA, and he took Colton Miller's spot. He's very versatile. I mean, he's a little small than what everybody expects, but I mean, that's the center position. Your center's not like standing like 6'8", 6'9". I mean, granted, you had Tom Cable putting Jared Valdeal there back when he was a rookie for a little bit, but you know, Andre James is where he needs to be, and I feel he's going to get that job done.
So I got a question for you. Would you prefer versatility, or would you prefer a guy to be a stud at one particular position?
With the way the NFL has been changing, versatility is the key now, especially with the way your D linemen are. They're fast. You got big guys that are on the outside now, like Vita Vea. You remember that during the Super Bowl? They put him at DN, and he was causing chaos. You look at a guy like Chris Jones. Chris Jones moves like a DN, but he's a D tackle. So you want guys that can be versatile to be able to take on anything. And from looking at the way Tom Cable has worked with guys, he's always had versatility on that O-line.
So while you were talking to Coach Batiste, did he happen to tell you any trade secrets, or tell you about how many guys have come back looking a little bigger than they were last season?
What do you mean on the big side? Like, you mean like out of shape, or
strength wise, look like they've been putting a lot in the proper time to the weight room?
We could say that yes, they have. They've been putting in the work like there's no tomorrow. And when you hear that, that just gets you like, that Jack Nicholson face. He's like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at that. Now, the one thing he said to me about being on time, you want to be what you do in the weight room is what you're probably going to show on the practice field and what you're probably going to show in the game.
Yes.
So whoever's like skipping that them workouts or not taking it serious, it's going to show on that practice field. It's going to show on game day. And that's something that has been, if you played any sport, that's been taught to a lot of guys, a lot of girls, whatever sport you're playing. What you show me in this gym, when you do your workouts, how are you fully committed to doing this, and this? Is what you're going to show me at practice when we get on the field and do drills or we do walkthroughs. When we have game day, that's what you're going to show me. Are you willing to put in that maximum effort?
No, that is key. And as for, is this the first time a Raiders team has all bought in? That'll remain to be seen once the season starts. I'm not going to answer that question now because I really honestly can't. We could sit here and we could say all types of stuff, but until you see what goes on the field, it'll just be throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. And too often in the last 30 years, we've come into the season thinking that this is going to be the year that it all turns around. All these guys are finally on board. They're all listening to the coach. They're ready to go out here and execute, buy into the system, this, that, yada, yada, one third, half dozen of the other. and we end up with another losing season.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I think back in 2019, I think the Raiders were going to be on the right path, but I think there was just too many distractions. I think that they got hit with hard knocks. I think the things that went around with Antonio Brown, I think that played a huge distraction with some of the younger guys on the team. Well, I mean, that team is really still young in general, and I think it played a huge distraction. So then you had 2020, COVID's getting in the way. You got rookies coming in. They can't really. You can't go to the facility and work out.
No,
I know someone was talking to D'Anthony about that. They could only have at least 10 players when you need basically everyone in there. You can only have 10 players in that weight room. COVID really hurt the Raiders, especially on defense with guys being out. And, there was some times where I figured that, as long as guys figure out like what to do and whatnot, they should be fine, especially like the O-line. No. If you missing practice, you missing your time in the workout and being able to see the team doctor, get in the tub or, get a massage that you need. That hurts. So you really don't recover. We talked about that. And man, he hit on everything that really played a major part with the Raiders having that up and down last year. Here's the thing. There's literally no excuses this year. You can get in the training facility. You can get in the film room. Hold up. All right. What is it, Phil?
We just got to call timeout. I'm so tired of hearing that phrase. We've been saying that phrase since we started this damn show. No more excuses. No more excuses. 2017, no more excuses in 2018. No more excuses in 2019. This is going to be the year. No more excuses. First season in Vegas. 2021. No more excuses.
Heard it all before.
Please continue. I just wanted to point out the folly of that particular statement as it disgusts me.
I mean, you want me to just sing the whole damn song? You want me to say, just sing it? You want me to sing it like Mary J? Heard it all before.
I prefer that we weren't speaking about this particular rhetoric at all.
Look, all I'm going to say is let's just say everything is there for them. Everything is there for them. To be healthy, to be physical, to know your opponent, to know your assignments, everything's there. Now, we look at a certain battle that could be interesting, Phil. There's a battle at that linebacker position. I got a feeling it's going to be a battle.
At which linebacker position?
Outside.
So who do you expect to take which position? Or excuse me, which position do you expect to be up? Because from what I've heard, currently the best linebacker on that roster is Nicholas Morrow.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I think Nicholas Morrow might be better than Corey Littleton.
So as we talk about Corey Littleton, so we're going to take you way back to the hands of time, spin it on y'all one time when I was writing for the Ramble. And I didn't want Corey Littleton because I looked into his statistics and they weren't very good. I looked at his pass coverage. Everybody said, oh, he's the best rated pass defender. And I'm looking at the tape, and I'm like, no, he's not. But everybody knew better than me. Everybody's PFF. Oh, this guy is elite. This guy is elite.
So not meaning to cut you off. So what you're trying to say right now is this: folks probably need to slow down on listen to a certain bunch of folks.
I respect what everybody does. Don't knock nobody's hustle. Everybody gets some things wrong, some more often than others. But we are having a discussion about Corey Littleton, who is actively game planned for. The way that they continue to attack Corey Littleton by getting him isolated in space and chasing running backs, and most importantly, forcing him to tackle. Corey Littleton was second on the team in missed tackles.
Yeah.
And continuing to allow him to be isolated in space, having to make tackles, is a large part of why this defense was as bad as they were last season.
Now, do you think maybe it had, I don't know, something to do with Paulie G's system? Because every time I look at Littleton when he was playing linebacker, he was more in a 3-4 defense versus a 43.
Playing inside at that, not on the edges. And that very well could be, if you look at that defense, the responsibilities were a little different. And the personnel around him was more suited to the responsibilities that he had, dropping hooks and curls versus trying to man the whole flats and having one hell of a pass rush to shorten up the amount of time that he had to cover for. I also do believe largely that the Paulie G, Mr. Paul Gunther, misused him quite a bit and asked him to do things that he wasn't comfortable with or didn't normally do, because for some strange reason that just seems to be Paulie G's shtick, or the Raiders' defensive shtick, to get quality players and ask them to do something other than what they excel at. Can Gus Bradley use Corey Littleton? That remains to be seen. The ability is there, but is the fit there? Who knows? We'll see in 2 short weeks.
I think he can get it done. I think with Littleton and Bradley's system, you got to remember, Bradley he'll have some 3-4 sets. So if anything, you move him inside and see what happens. And if you're getting success with that, boom, go with it. When it comes to that 43 defense, I'm going to be real. I would have Kwiatkowski, Morrow out there, and Diablo.
Divinity. See, Divine is so filled with divinity, you hear voices whenever you mention his name.
Diablo. Mr. Divine Diablo. I swear I'm getting that jersey, bro.
As soon as it comes out. There's no way that you can.
But
that's largely due to your defensive coordinator and the coaches that you have teaching the system. When you have a revolving door of coaching staffs, along with a guy at the top who doesn't really have full confidence in what he's doing, he may know what he's doing when you put a defense on the chalkboard, but in a game experience, it doesn't quite seem to be that way. I don't expect that Gus Bradley and Ron Miles are going to have this issue about not knowing what to do or having confidence in themselves and doing it. So you're going to see what I expect to see, the largest amount of development out of all of the defensive players in the next year or two. Will it be some of the guys a lot of the guys that they got are no longer going to be with this team at the end of this season. But who remains to be seen with how they play and perform out on the field.
That's real. And either the scheme is bad for the player or the scheme isn't that good.
If you can't teach it, it's trash.
Yeah. That was the problem with Paul Gunther. He couldn't teach the scheme. And then if guys were starting to pick something up, he'll have, okay, we gotta change this, we gotta change that, we gotta change this, change that. You can't do that. So that means if you were basically finally picking up what you needed to learn, and then he went and changed everything else, you just took 5 steps back. 5 big old steps.
Huge steps back. Negated all the games that you've made, all the work that you've done.
So, I mean, so we hit what? The O-line, we're seeing what's going on with that. The battle going on with the linebackers. I mean, we know about what's going on with the DBs, and we hit on it before. As of right now, your corners will be looking at Mullen, Casey Hayward.
Now the slot is where it gets interesting.
Yes.
If you want to talk about camp battles, the slot is probably the very first battle that you should be looking at.
So
you got Nevin Lawson, who's going to be suspended for the first 2 games, who's been brought back. They also re-signed Bleedy Ray Wilson, who played down in Atlanta with Dan Quinn and is familiar with the scheme that Bradley is running. And then you still have Amik Robertson, the guy that they drafted a couple years ago, who hasn't really gotten an opportunity to play and has been waiting his time. And we're really going to get to see what I like most about the uncertainty of this offseason is that we finally have proven quality defensive back coaches who know football, who know defense, and who know talent when they see it. What you're going to see out there this year is going to be the very best that they have to offer. Nobody's going to be looking at down the depth chart and say, well, maybe this guy could be better. If Miles and Bradley put him out there, best believe that is the best guy they got for that position.
And you forgot another one. You forgot another guy in that little camp battle. Nate Hobbs from out of Illinois.
You're right, I did.
And Nate Hobbs has been catching all the coaches' eyes. So we may hear Nevin Lawson, but Nate Hobbs has been the one that they've been screaming about. And then you have Damon Arnett. With Damon Arnett right now, that's looking a little kind of funky.
Smelling like boo-boo.
And what he's going to have to do, he's got to climb back up. He's got to really work. When I mean he's going to have to work, he's going to have to be fighting tooth and nail.
The man has got some soul searching to do, and he needs to figure out for himself what it is that he wants to be. You were a first-round draft pick. Everybody said you were overdrafted. You went out. You showed some good things. You showed some bad things. But your approach, your professional approach to the game was lacking and has turned off everyone in your organization. Is the talent there? Yes, I believe the talent is there.
Yeah.
It comes down to what is it that Mr. Arnett wants to do for himself, for his future, and for his career and legacy. If he wants to be that guy that's going to get it done, then he can. If he does not, then he won't. But 2 weeks and counting the countdown. We got some, like I said, we got some big plans that we're going to hold on to for right now, but you're going to let you know what they are moving forward pretty soon.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to let you guys know. The other thing is this. I know that we used to have the show on pop up on Twitter, but I don't know. Periscope is no longer working. So if you're going to watch the show, you're on Twitter, you're used to watching the show, just jump on our YouTube page, or I know some folks on Facebook, you can watch it on Facebook as well. Now, Phil.
Yes.
You ready for the fun?
It wouldn't be the unfiltered truth if we didn't.
So, I think I chose violence the other day. Well, not the other day. I'll say Wednesday.
Violence. The reward for sticking with us through the whole show. Go on, Phil. Tell them about the Raiders' Audibles.
All right. So everybody's been asking, how do you know? How dare you say that? You're capping.
You're a clown. You got no juice.
How dare you? You don't know nothing. You're just a Twitter GM, a Twitter coach. You know nothing.
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 Shut your mouth with a brownie. So, let's see if I can pull this up. We all heard the whole Audible names. Mamba, Cindy Gruden. Oh, yeah.
Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods. We've heard Chris Mullin, James Harden, Pistol Pete. Now, some folks have said that, we only heard this in one game. No. We heard similar audibles like this with the same names going back from week 1 to week 14. And damn if they didn't mean the same thing. So I know there's some folks, and look, I played football, coach. When you're doing the audibles, you'll have that first one, and everybody's like, oh, we heard this before. And the second time around, it's a dummy call just to throw somebody off. Well, that wasn't the case this time. So when you hear Mamba, it's really the numbers. It's like a little number algorithm. So when you hear Mamba, you're going to run to the right side, 2, 4, you got the gaps.
Or 8.
The 4 gap. When you hear Pistol Pete, you're running, his number was 44. So you're running through that 4 gap. When you hear James Harden, 1 to the 3 gap.
Running to the left.
When you hear Chris Mullin, you're running to the 1 to the 7. So that could be, he can cut right inside, or he can go and use it as, like, you're going to just stretch it out, cut it out to the outside a little bit. So you either running left or right with those plays. Odd, even. Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods was wild how I picked on that. It went by age. Cindy Gruden was 50 last year. Tiger Woods was 44. 0 to 4. You're running to the right-hand side. And those are some of the things I picked up on. Now,
am I going to stage that yourself with that reach?
No. Am I going to say that it was bad? No, they weren't bad audibles because they were effective. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying you might want to try to change it up. Please change it up. That's all I'm asking. Change it up. Change the names up, But you're running and hitting that side. And then you ran the same play again against the Chargers with Mamba. You got to switch that up. That's all I'm asking. Switch it up. That's all you got to do.
And as funny as this sounds, what you guys have to stop and remember that
Hold on. Uh-oh, somebody just sent me something. What? Because you're going to get a laugh. Hold on, let me make sure.
So while you're making sure.
Oh, never mind. We're good. Never mind. Go on.
While you're making sure that. So the thing about it is that as silly as this sounds, there are defensive coaching staffs, defensive coaches that get paid millions of dollars. Hell, Bill Belichick has been doing this type of shit for years, videotaping people's plays and audibles, and so that he knows what you're going to play when you choose to play it, so that he can better coach his team and prepare them to be in the right spot because he knows the audibles, therefore he knows where the play is going.
And if you heard Dame Lillard or Richard Nixon, yeah, those were going to be little short pass plays. They were going to just audible around. Same with Purple Wars. Look, I get how some folks are like, how did you figure this out? Why do you not have an NFL job? If you're that good, you can figure that out. I'm like, look, I mean, I can sit back and figure out that I got the time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be. Call me out on you think I'm full of it right now. You know, I can go on and just show you 2 examples. So y'all bear with me. I'll pull this up for y'all.
But yeah, watching all the hate that Phil got on online for this particular
here we go
Audible comment was hilarious.
Georgia. Mamba, Georgia. Right. Mamba's Kobe. Goes out. Jake is big. Richard Nixon. Mamba easy. I'm not going to say what I want. What is it?
That looks actually familiar.
Now, and I show it one more time if we were glitching. You know, I kind of pull us out real quick. No puns intended.
Pull out game on fleek.
Hey, let's go, Mamba, Georgia. Mamba, Georgia. Mamba, Georgia. Right. Mamba's Kobe. Goes out. Jake is big. Richard Nixon. Mamba easy. I'm not going to say what I want. What is it? Here's the handoff to Jacobs on the right side. Got the block.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and gents, boys and girls? Anybody have a question?
Children of all ages.
I mean, I could probably go through and, you know, just.
Could definitely find more.
Yeah.
There's plenty of examples, and I would encourage you all to do the same.
But, like I said, see, people are so quick to judge. They think that you're trying to drag or slander the team. And really, I'm not. I'm just saying that as a suggestion. Please. Well, you know, I'm not even going to put it as a suggestion because knowing John Gruden, he puts so many scenarios in his head. He's going to change that. Make sure we run some different audibles.
And if you need a clock management guide, John, I'm here for you. I can make sure that you can score in 1 minute 30 seconds or less, or that you can successfully run out the clock in crunch situations.
So, like I said, it's not the first time you'll hear that audible, and it's being basically the same exact play for your running back. Like I said, Mamba, when you hear Mamba, 24. James Harden, 13. Chris Mullen, 17. Pistol Pete, 44. Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods. How I put this together, age 50, so 0. Tiger Woods, 44, 4. I mean, yeah, it may sound like really, but I mean, look at it.
Yeah, your audibles are not supposed to be difficult. That's the thing. It's supposed to be something very easy for everybody to remember. So when you think about it like that, okay, you're not going to come out and straight just say the numbers, but everybody knows what number James Harden is. Everybody knows what number Kobe was, what numbers Kobe was.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's that. You know, it is what it is. It was still effective because Josh Jacobs was still running fools over, and there wasn't nobody getting in his way on that one. And you know, hey, I had to do some little touch ups with my top quarterback rankings, and I'll have that up. You know, hey, everybody can enjoy that on Saturday, waking up to it, and either be wild by it or So you'll get to see where I have Derek Carr ranked at. Now, is Derek Carr going to have a bad year?
Number one.
Is Derek Carr going to have a bad year? I don't see that happening.
I'm going to take it further than that, and I'm going to say that I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that all this talk we've been doing about him not being able to get it done, him not seeing the whole field, him not going through his progressions, him falling into sacks, him throwing the ball away when people get close to him, is all just water under the bridge, and that he comes out and he finally has that Rich Gannon MVP season and takes the Raiders to the Super Bowl.
Well, not even that, Phil. You know, when I talked to Tom Flores, he has a positive mind, and he can be a person that can bounce back. And, you know, he has some of those unknowns where it kind of reminds you of Jim Plunkett, he had said. So, because nobody thought Jim Plunkett was going to come out and do what he did. You know what I mean? He had his ups and downs. So, when you hear from somebody that legendary talking on that person, I have to respect that. And I'm going to keep my eye open on that. But other than that, that's about it. Unfiltered Truth is back. We're going to be back on here more frequently, especially with training camp. Give you guys your updates that you want to hear and what you need. You're going to get all the goods. Don't you forget about it.
You see a lot of these faces.
Remember, if you missed the show, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Unfiltered Truth. You guys can recap this episode. You guys can go in and watch the presser with me and Tom Flores. from yesterday. You guys can go back and watch that. If you guys I know how some people got to work nights, busy. You can listen to the Unfiltered Truth on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Sooner or later, Telemundo.
One day at a time.
But other than that, you guys, hey.
Visit the UnfilteredTruth.com webpage.
Oh, yes.
Take a look at our Unfiltered Truth merchandise, make an order, and we can get you fitted with Unfiltered Truth gear.
And also, you can look at our articles. You can look at my top list that's going to come out tomorrow. Stay tuned. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And remember, we love you guys. We love you. Take care. God bless. We're out.